Hey everybody, Andy Cavernan here with another Cornerstone Connection Daily Devotional. I wonder how many of you have ever had to make a big decision? Perhaps all of us, right? I mean, big decisions are a common part of life. How'd you go about making that decision? Well, this last Sunday we began a new sermon series here at Cornerstone that I'm really excited about. It's called Soul Food: Feasting and Fasting at the Feet of Jesus. And as we dived into this series, we went to the book of Galatians, where Paul describes his autobiographical journey into his apostolic ministry. And what we discovered is that Paul, before going to Jerusalem and presenting himself to the apostles, went to Arabia to present himself to the Lord. And in Arabia, we discovered that Paul went to the desert. He went to a time for 3 years of solitude and silence where God taught him his ways and where he prepared him to do his work. Well, one of the things we acknowledged in our time this Sunday is that Jesus often went to times of solitude in order to connect with his Father. And interestingly, in the Gospel of Luke, chapter 6, we find Jesus having a big decision to make in front of him. He was choosing those 12 disciples who would follow him for 3 years as he made his journey towards the cross. And you know what Jesus did? Check it out, Luke chapter 6, verses 12 and 13. It says, "One of those days, Jesus went out to a mountainside to pray." And get this, and spent the night praying to God. When morning came, he called his disciples to him and chose 12 of them, whom he also designated apostles. What did Jesus do when he had a big decision to make? He got alone. He went out to a mountainside. I love mountainsides. I love nature. I love being where people aren't. And Jesus, I think, did too. He got out to a mountainside. He got by himself. And the text says that he prayed all night. He went before the Lord and he asked God, "God, would you reveal to me your will in this matter?" And the next day, he chose those 12. I wonder, when you're making a big decision, what kind of process do you use? Do you consult your friends? That's probably a good idea. Proverbs has something to say about that, especially if your friends are godly people. Do you do research? Well, that's a smart thing to do. We try to make good decisions with as much information as we can in front of us. But even more important than all those things is doing what Jesus did, getting alone with God and asking him, "God, what's your will here?" Let me encourage you, if you're making a big decision now or if you're going to make a big decision in the future, get alone with God, ask him for his will, and wait on him for what he would direct you to do. And I wonder, if we choose that path first as the priority as we make big decisions, I wonder how God will bless us in the days ahead. God bless you, friends. Lord willing, we'll see you again very soon.